Hello? Is the receptionist there?
Hey there! They designed one of their iPhone checkers. I just got started doing a job as the therapist today. So, let's put your phone in, and we'll get you started right away. The name's Katy. I live in the Parappa town around 29 years. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
My name's Joe Barnes. I played games and instruments, cleaning, cooking, 3D printing, online playing, the science of European and UK electronics, and working on the computer.
And I'm Allene. I'm also online playing with my friends on my Nintendo Switch, posting some screenshots, working on my computer, and anything.
That's very interesting. Now, I'm looking at your computer and... Wait, what the heck? This looks bad.
Huh? What is it?
Well, it says here that it had a bunch of curse words in the Snapchat group. So, how long have you been visiting Logan for the first time?
We've been meeting our friend Logan around 2 years ago for some fun time in Animal Crossing.
Especially Ty's Island, where I meet Logan for the first time this morning around September 20th, 2023.
I see. Well, I used to become friends with others on my Nintendo Switch, but I would get angry if my ex-friend swears a lot.
What's the problem, Katy?
It's curse word drama. But I'm going to send an email to my bandmate Lammy and our friend Isabel after the meditation. So, let's go to the yoga room. You have meditation in 5 minutes. Okay, your 5 minutes are up.
Feels like I'm dreaming, full of PlayStation with Nintendo fantasies while meditating.
Here are the things on the list that you might like. What you need is to play online with your different friends on the Nintendo Switch, visit any food places, or cook any food for lunchtime. Take the meditation, and then hang out at the table.
Ooh, this should be interesting.
Yep, you are free to go. If you had problems, just come visit the therapy anytime.
Okay, come on, BFF. Let's go back to Nintendo Home. Let's follow the list. So that's what Katy says. So let's cook some Korean-style noodles.
All right.
Here you go.
Oh, thanks, Allene.
Coming to hang out with us at Outdoors?
Yeah, we just got back from the therapy. Me and Allene went to take the meditation, eating food at home, and hanging out with other friends.
Oh, I see. It sure is relaxing.
Well, it's always best to come hang out with my queen Allene, so let's chat before we play online in Animal Crossing.